My name is Rebecca Walsh and I'm 41 years old. Last Thanksgiving, my family ambushed me with accusations of elder abuse and theft, complete with a lawyer and threats of criminal charges. Today, my sister is facing fraud charges while I continue managing my mother's multi-million-dollar portfolio, just as I have for the past 15 years. Here's how we got to this point. My father died when I was 26, leaving behind a successful construction business and a wife who'd never written a check in her life. Dad had handled everything: the money, the investments, the business decisions. Mom was brilliant in her own way, a gifted artist and the heart of our family, but finances were foreign territory to her. "I don't understand any of this," she'd said, staring at the stacks of financial documents after the funeral. "Your father always took care of it." My older sister, Jennifer, lived in Manhattan with her investment banker husband. My younger brother, Todd, was backpacking through Europe finding himself. That left me, the middle child, the local high school math teacher, the one who'd stayed close to home. "I'll help you figure it out, Mom," I'd promised. What I discovered shocked me. Dad hadn't just been successful, he'd been quietly brilliant. Beyond the construction company, he'd invested in real estate, tech startups, and dividend-paying stocks. The portfolio was worth nearly $3 million, not counting the business. But it was also a mess. Multiple accounts, no clear organization, and Mom was a sitting duck for anyone who wanted to take advantage of her. "We need to organize this," I told her. "Consolidate accounts, set up proper oversight, make sure you're protected." "Can you handle it?" she asked. "I trust you, Rebecca." That trust would later be used against me. I spent months organizing Mom's finances. I set up a main investment account with proper beneficiary designations, automated her bills, and created a simple system she could understand. Most importantly, I documented everything. Every transaction, every decision, every monthly statement. Jennifer visited twice a year, usually when she needed something. "How's Mom's money?" she'd ask casually as if making conversation. "It's fine," I'd reply. "Growing steadily." "Good, good," she'd say, then mention her husband's failed investment or their mortgage on the Hamptons house. Todd came home even less, usually just for Christmas, always with stories of his latest adventure and his hand subtly extended. Mom would slip him checks, which I'd later see cashed for amounts that made me wince. For 15 years I managed Mom's money like it was my own, carefully, conservatively, with detailed records. I took her to every doctor's appointment, helped her maintain her independence, and made sure she wanted for nothing. The portfolio grew from $3 million to nearly $4 million through careful management and reinvestment. Then Mom started showing signs of dementia. It began small, forgetting appointments, repeating stories. But it progressed quickly. Within a year she was confused about basic things including money. "Rebecca, where's my checkbook?" she'd ask daily. "I need to pay bills." "They're all automated, Mom. Remember? We set that up years ago." "Oh," she'd say, then ask again an hour later. Jennifer suddenly became very interested in Mom's care. She started visiting monthly, always with suggestions about better arrangements. "There's a lovely facility in Connecticut," she'd say. "Near us. We could see her all the time." "Mom wants to stay in her home," I'd respond. "She's safe here." "I'm here." "But for how long?" Jennifer would push. "Don't you think it's a lot for one person to handle? The care, the finances." Todd reappeared too, suddenly concerned about his inheritance. He'd corner me during visits, asking about the portfolio value, the real estate holdings, Mom's spending. "I just want to make sure there's something left," he'd say. "For all of us." "There's plenty left," I'd assure him. "Mom's money is for Mom." That's when things got ugly. Jennifer started poisoning Mom against me during her visits. She'd wait until I was at work, then fill Mom's confused mind with suspicions. "You know Rebecca controls all your money," she'd say. "Don't you think that's strange?" "She's been moving things around," she'd hint. "Large amounts. Doesn't that worry you?" Mom, in her confusion, began to doubt me. She'd ask about missing money that was never missing, about accounts that didn't exist, about theft that hadn't happened. "Where's the $200,000? She asked one day out of nowhere. "What $200,000, Mom?" "Jennifer says you took $200,000. I showed her the statements, the balances, the steady growth. But 5 minutes later she'd forgotten and would ask again. Jennifer escalated. She convinced Mom to give her power of attorney, as a backup, and started demanding access to accounts. When I refused, Mom had been declared incompetent by then, and changing financial structures would have been elder abuse. She got nasty. "I know what you're doing," she hissed during one visit. "Stealing from a sick old woman. I'll prove it. Every transaction is documented," I said calmly. "Feel free to review them." But Jennifer didn't want to review anything. She wanted control. And she found a way to get it. Last Thanksgiving was supposed to be normal. I'd prepared Mom's favorite meal, decorated the house, made sure she was having a good day. The doorbell rang at 2 p.m. Jennifer stood there with Todd, her husband Mark, and a man in a suit I didn't recognize. "Family meeting," she announced, pushing past me. They gathered in the living room like an intervention. Mom sat in her favorite chair, confused but sensing the tension. Jennifer pulled out a folder dramatically. "We know what you've been doing, Rebecca," she began. "The missing money. The unauthorized transfers. The elder abuse." "What are you talking about?" I asked, though I knew where this was going. $200,000, Todd chimed in. "Gone from Mom's accounts. We have proof." The man in the suit, their lawyer, apparently nodded gravely. "This is a serious matter. Elder financial abuse carries significant penalties. We're prepared to go to the police," Jennifer said. "Unless you return what you stole and step away from Mom's finances immediately." Mom looked at me with confused, frightened eyes. "Rebecca, did you take my money?" "No, Mom," I said gently. "I didn't take anything." "Liar," Jennifer snapped. "We've seen the accounts. The money is gone." "Which accounts?" I asked. "The ones you've been monitoring without authorization?" That stopped her for a second, but she recovered. "Mom showed us. Her savings are almost gone." "What did you do with her money?" I stood up slowly, walked to my bag, and pulled out my laptop. "You want to see Mom's finances? Let's look at them together." "This is just more manipulation," Jennifer started. "Shut up," I said quietly. I actually did. I logged into the secure portal I'd used for 15 years, projecting it onto the TV screen so everyone could see. There it was. Mom's main account balance. $1.83 million. The room went silent. That's impossible," Jennifer stammered. "The statements showed." "The statements from which account?" I asked. "Mom's small checking account that I keep limited for her daily expenses? The one you've been telling her is her life savings." I clicked through to the transaction history. Here's something interesting. Monthly withdrawals of $5,000 starting 6 months ago. Always to the same account. I highlighted the routing number. "Jennifer, doesn't that look familiar?" Her face went white. "What's she talking about?" Mark asked his wife. I pulled up more records. "Here's the checking account you've been showing Mom. Balance $3,000. You've convinced her this is all she has left, haven't you? While you've been draining the one account you could access." "That's not." "I didn't." Jennifer sputtered. "And here," I continued, "are the actual statements. 15 years of careful management. Every transaction documented, every penny accounted for. The portfolio has grown from $2.8 million to $4.1 million under my management, despite market downturns and Mom's living expenses." Todd was staring at the screen. "For $1 million. But here's the really interesting part," I said, pulling up another screen. "Wire transfers totaling $300,000 to Jennifer over the last 5 years. Always with Mom's signature. From days when I can prove Mom was either in the hospital or documented as mentally incompetent." "You can't prove anything," Jennifer said weakly. "Actually, I can," I said. "Every visit to Mom is logged by her home health aide. Every medical appointment is documented. I have security footage of you visiting on days these transfers were made. Always when I was at work, always with papers for Mom to sign." Mark was looking at his wife in horror. "Jen, what did you do?" "And Todd," I turned to my brother, "those loans from Mom? The ones you never paid back? $180,000 over 10 years. All documented." The lawyer was backing toward the door. "I think I've been given incomplete information. This meeting is over." "Wait," I said. "Don't you want to discuss the elder abuse? The theft? The fraud?" He practically ran out. Jennifer tried one last attack. You've manipulated her. Kept us away from our own mother. I've begged you both to be involved, I said tiredly. Every doctor's appointment, every care meeting, every decision. I've invited you to everything. You only show up when you want money. Mom had been quiet through all of this, but suddenly she spoke. Jennifer? Did you take my money? The accusation from Mom broke Jennifer. She started crying, not from guilt I suspected but from being caught. I needed it, she sobbed. The market crash, Mark's bonuses, the house payments. I was going to pay it back. With what? I asked. More stolen money? Mark stood up. We're leaving. Now. He grabbed Jennifer's arm. And you're going to pay back every penny or I'm filing for divorce. Todd slunk out without a word, probably calculating how much inheritance he'd lost by backing the wrong sister. After they left, I sat with Mom holding her hand. She didn't fully understand what had happened, but she knew I'd protected her. Thank you, sweetheart, she said. Your father always said you were the responsible one. The aftermath was swift. I filed a police report for the forged signatures and unauthorized transfers. Jennifer was charged with elder financial abuse and fraud. She pled down to avoid jail time but had to pay full restitution and lost her power of attorney permanently. Todd disappeared again, this time to Colorado. He sends Christmas cards but doesn't ask for money anymore. Mark divorced Jennifer and testified against her in the criminal case. Turns out she'd been stealing from him too, hiding gambling debts and shopping addictions. I continue managing Mom's care and finances, now with court-appointed oversight that confirms what I've always done. Act in her best interests. The portfolio continues to grow, ensuring she'll have the best care for the rest of her life. The home health aides tell me Jennifer tried to visit once, but Mom didn't recognize her. She asked for me instead, her good daughter, who takes care of everything. Last month, I received a letter from Jennifer. She's working as a receptionist now, living in a studio apartment, paying restitution from every paycheck. She apologized, not for stealing but for getting caught. She still thinks I'm the villain who ruined her life by exposing her crimes. I didn't respond. What was there to say? She'd convinced our mother I was a thief while stealing hundreds of thousands herself. She tried to destroy my reputation, have me arrested, tear apart our family, all for money that was never hers. The irony is, if she'd just asked, Mom would have helped her. If she'd been honest about her struggles instead of scheming and stealing, we could have found a solution. But Jennifer wanted it all, and she wanted it without anyone knowing she needed it. My name is Rebecca Walsh. I'm 41 years old. I've spent 15 years protecting my mother's assets and dignity while my siblings plotted to steal both. They convinced her I was the enemy while they picked her pockets. Last Thanksgiving they thought they'd trapped me with accusations and lawyers. Instead they walked into documented evidence of their own crimes. Jennifer wanted the $200,000 she'd already stolen. What she got was criminal charges and the revelation that she'd been trying to steal from a $4 million portfolio I'd grown and protected. Sometimes the best defense isn't just innocence. It's meticulous documentation and the patience to let thieves reveal themselves. Jennifer thought she was the smart one, the Manhattan sophisticate who could outsmart her teacher sister. Turns out all those years of grading papers taught me something valuable. Always keep the receipts and always show your work.